Jasmine doesn't have a $5,000 emergency fund. Her account has $612. Vanguard says financial stress is costing her $6,362 a year. In productivity. Not from her bank, from her head. 27. Nurse in Houston. 6:45 in the morning, kitchen table. Phone in hand, banking app open. Balance, $612. Rent due tomorrow, $15.99. Have you ever been there? Double checking those numbers, maybe you misread. But you didn't, and this is real. Right now, millions of people across America are living this exact moment. If this is you, stay until the end, because I'm going to show you what Vanguard actually found, why $5,000 changes everything, and how Jasmine woke up 6 months later, living a completely different life. Don't forget to subscribe. But first, you need to understand how Vanguard arrived at that number. $6,362 is not a coincidence. It's the price of a system. Here's what nobody says. $5,000 is not a small number. $5,000 is the median of all non-retirement savings for American adults. That's Transamerica. So reaching $5,000 isn't getting rich. It's passing half the country. But here's the paradox. In 2026, $5,000 feels like nothing. Someone on social media is talking millions. Someone else is posting from Dubai. And your account has $612. There's a name for this: money dysmorphia. Credit Karma's 2026 survey, 43% of Gen Z and 41% of millennials feel financially behind. Most of them actually aren't. Now the real numbers. Bankrate 2025. 59% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency in cash. Fed 2024. 37% can't cover even $400. Bankrate 2026. 1 in 4 Americans has zero emergency fund at all. How does this happen? 2 ways. First, life catches you. Brake rotors, $650. Dental filling, $280. Urgent care visit, $2,100. You didn't plan for it. Life didn't ask. Second, you're doing it to yourself. DoorDash 4 times this week. Cart on Saturday. Just this once, for real. 3 streaming subscriptions every single month. Each one small. Altogether, $340 walking out every month. These 2 forces collide. And right in the middle, there's a threshold. The momentum threshold. The point where money stops working against you and starts working for you. Why exactly 5,000? Why not 3? Why not 10? There's a scientific answer. An economist proved it with math in 1997. I'll get there. But first, the math. Because not having $5,000 is costing you more than $5,000. Math doesn't lie. Numbers don't either. We just don't know how to read them. Let me show you. Jasmine has 2 roads ahead. 2 people, both 27, both in Houston, both making $55,000 a year. One difference? One crosses the threshold, one doesn't. First, Aisha, the builder. The day she hits $5,000, she makes a decision. $200 a month, automatic transfer, S&P 500 index fund. What's the S&P 500? America's 500 largest companies in one basket. According to Smart Asset, average annual return since 1957, 10.68%. Aisha does this for 30 years. 5,000 starting balance plus 200 times 360 months. Total money out of Aisha's pocket, $77,000. 30 years later, Aisha's account, $539,346. Seriously, say it again. $77,000 in, $539,000 out. 86% of that difference is not Aisha's. It's compound interest. Money making money on its own. While Aisha sleeps, while she's on vacation, while she does absolutely nothing. Now the second, Keisha, the staller. Same salary, same city, same age. But Keisha never reaches $5,000. Her $200 a month exists, but it goes into the I earned this folder. New phone, weekend brunch, small car upgrade. Her inner voice. I work hard. I deserve this. Just this once. But just once happens every single month. 30 years. $72,000 in lifestyle spending. Net worth? Close to zero. Every emergency, car, dentist, hospital, went on a credit card or borrowed from family. Credit card interest? APR, annual percentage rate. According to the Fed, 22.30%. Every 1 in 3 Americans has more credit card debt than emergency savings. Bankrate 2026. Keisha's profile is standard. The gap between them, $539,000. Same two people, same paycheck, same city, 30 years. One difference. One crossed the threshold, the other spent it. Now, back to the headline. Where does Vanguard's 6,300 number come from? Vanguard's 2025 study, 12,000 plus Americans. Someone under financial stress loses 7.3 hours a week to worry at work. A $2,000 buffer cuts that to 3.7. 5,000? That's double the threshold. Productivity loss, $6,362 a year. Let me say that again. 5 years of this, $31,810. 7 months of Keisha's salary. Just from stress. Just because her account never hit 5,000. And the 72 rule, the shortcut to understanding how fast compound interest moves. Divide 72 by your annual return. That tells you roughly how many years to double your money. At the S&P's historical average of 10%, your money doubles in about 7 years. 5,000 becomes 10, 10 becomes 20, 20 becomes 40, without touching it. Just time. One warning. This is a projection. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The S&P 500 has averaged around 10% historically, but nobody knows what comes next. Some years are losses. Compound interest calculations are based on assumptions, not certainties. But here's what the math does show you. The momentum threshold's 30-year bill, $539,346, plus every hour of worry you never got back. I need to stop here, because every time I post one of these videos, the same message lands. My friend Marcus. This time, he texted me before I was even done editing. I told him, go ahead and say it.
Maya, hold on. That Keisha? That's literally me, and I need you to actually hear this. I'm 32. Last year, I lost my cousin, 29, completely out of nowhere, after saving $40,000 he never once got to spend. So when you tell me, save $5,000 and wait 30 years, life is short. What if I don't have 30 years? And I want you to be honest with me. Even if I somehow get $539,000 at 58 years old, is that honestly going to feel the same as having it right now at 27? You just heard what I said about my cousin.
You're right. About your cousin. I'm genuinely sorry to hear that. And life really is short. I'm not arguing that point at all. What you just told me matters, and I'm not going to look past it. But hold on, I'm not done. Because look at the equation you're running right now. Spending equals living. But what did Vanguard actually show us?
7.3 hours of worry per week. Okay, I know the number. But that's still a massive ask, right? Giving up the things that make me feel alive right now just to maybe feel better at some point down the road? Does having the buffer actually make the worry stop?
7.3 hours per week. For someone with no $5,000 buffer. With $2,000, it drops in half. You said 30 years from now. Let's talk about this week. Your 7.3 hours this week. Think about your cousin. Would you rather spend those hours worrying or actually living? Marcus, you're not actually talking about living. You're talking about numbing the worry. DoorDash is numbing it. The new phone is numbing it. Brunch is numbing it. Because when your account has 612 and you say, I'm living, that's not a feeling. That's an anesthetic.
Okay, fair enough. I hear that. But here's my real question. What actually happens when that 5,000 runs out? Like, something breaks down, you dip into it, then you're right back to square one. That's still the same problem, isn't it?
5,000 runs out, credit card, 22% interest. Then more worry, then more DoorDash, then more cards. That cycle has a name, the no savings spiral. And your life is short, that's its most powerful fuel. Your cousin had 40,000 saved up. Was he unhappy while he was building that?
No. Honestly, he had 40,000 saved, and he was one of the most at-peace people I've ever been around. Not stressed, not anxious, just genuinely calm. I never once connected that to the fact that he had a buffer until right this second.
Exactly, because he had a buffer. And you've been drawing the wrong lesson. The lesson isn't spend it, you might die. The lesson is he didn't delay his peace. He built it. If you're living Marcus's side of this, drop one thing in the comments. Your current balance and what you spend each month just to feel okay. Not to judge, to see it together.
Okay, but think about it this way. Maybe somebody else has the better argument here. Look, everybody lives with debt. Mortgages, car payments, credit cards. If 330 million people are all doing the same thing, maybe the problem isn't us. Maybe the system actually works exactly like this, and maybe saving 5,000 is just artificial for a system designed this way.
Marcus is right. The system does work this way. What Marcus doesn't know, this system was built for you to stay in the loop. In 1997, economist Christopher Carroll published a theory. He called it buffer stock saving theory. Carroll proved mathematically the human brain runs in constant panic mode until it reaches a target buffer. Before that threshold, every single financial decision runs through one question. What if something goes wrong? Once you hit that buffer, the panic starts to quiet. The brain allows long-term thinking for the first time. Carroll's target buffer, with modern data, roughly 3 to 6 months of core expenses. For the average American, it starts around $5,000. Remember the open loop from earlier? Why exactly 5,000? Not 3, not 10? Here's the answer. 5,000 is not magic. 5,000 is the exact point where your brain shifts from panic mode into plan mode. Now look at the system. In 2024, banks earned $12 billion from overdraft and NSF fees. 75% of that revenue came from just 7% of accounts. One more time, 7%. The most vulnerable, the ones without a buffer, the ones who never reached 5,000. This is not individual failure. This is structural inequality. You pay because you can't cross the threshold. And because you can't cross it, you keep paying. And the sharpest part, credit card as emergency fund is a cultural inheritance. Nobody taught you this explicitly, but everyone lives by it. Because the alternative, a $5,000 buffer, was never presented as an option. Back to Marcus. Life is short. Carroll's theory says, yes, but a life without a buffer feels even shorter. Because your brain lives in tomorrow's fear every single day. Actually living in the moment, that is exactly what someone with $5,000 gets to do. This isn't your fault. You were taught the wrong system. But that teaching can change, and the math is on your side, not against the system. For you. That's what this community is about. Here's the plan. The Momentum Protocol. 3 steps. This week, this month, this year. Step 1. The automation rule. This week, open your banking app. Set an automatic transfer, $96 a week, into a separate high-yield savings account. A HYSA pays 4 to 4.5% annually instead of the standard 0.01. Ally, Marcus, SoFi, all in that range right now. Why 96? 52 weeks times 96 equals 4,992. End of year, $5,000. Automation works because, according to Bashir's and colleagues, 2022, automatic enrollment increases savings participation by 86%. Don't test your willpower. Build the system. Step 2, the milestone ladder. This month, first target, 1,000. The emergency 59% of Americans can't cover. Hit 1,000, you just left that group. Second, 2,000. Vanguard's worry threshold. Anxiety hours cut in half. Third, 5,000. Carroll's plan mode switch. Each milestone, small celebration, not compound interest math. Dopamine math. That's how the brain builds the habit. Step 3, the growth switch. This year, when the buffer hits 5,000, it stays, untouched. You open a second automatic transfer, $200 a month, S&P 500 index fund, $6.58 a day, less than a large coffee and a pastry. Then you wait, 30 years. The math does the rest. But listen, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm showing you the math and the data. Your situation may be different. If you have debt, start with a 1,000 to 2,000 cushion first, then deal with the high interest debt. Talk to a professional. Build your own version. This plan won't work for everyone. Talk to a pro, then build your version. Back to Jasmine. 6:45 in the morning, kitchen table. But this morning is different. Phone in hand, banking app open. Not to check out of fear. To check because 6 months ago, she set up the automatic transfer. Her balance now, $2,400. Above Vanguard's worry threshold. Anxiety hours, cut in half. Rent fear, gone. She looks at the screen, takes a sip of coffee. And for the first time in her life, on a Monday morning at 6:45, she breathes. Jasmine is fictional. The numbers aren't. Vanguard measured over 12,000 Americans. $2,000 gives back 3.6 hours of mental capacity per week. 5,000 is double that threshold. Back to the headline. $6,362. What Vanguard measured in 2025. Annual productivity cost of financial stress. 30 years of a career without crossing the threshold. That number compounds to $190,000. Just from stress. Just from money pulled out of your head, not your bank. But when you cross it, a different math kicks in. 5,000 plus 200 a month. 30 years. $539,346. Looking rich is easy. Being rich is quiet. And that quiet starts at 6:45 in a kitchen. Phone in hand, buffer in the account, and your brain, for the first time, letting itself think about tomorrow. If you want to run this video's math against your own numbers, drop your current balance in the comments. Just you and me. We'll figure out the next step together. Next Wednesday, the math after 10,000. What changes? Everything. But differently. Peace.